All right. Good morning, everybody. It is time of the first MVE meeting of the year. Krista, do you want to see who is here?
I'm going to turn that over to Annette. Let her do roll.
Annette,
Shel Anderson,
present.
Jay Arnold, Bob Bayrether,
Here.
Tony Doan, Pete Reiki, Katie Sheehan,
Here, good morning.
so we only have 3 out of 6.
So we are lacking a quorum so far this morning.
Okay, we do not have a quorum. I guess does staff have any indication of whether others are said they'd be able to attend?
Jay Arnold
Or
won't
not
be here.
attend? Yep, remember that.
Haven't heard anything else from anybody.
Okay. Lacking a quorum, we can still meet, we just cannot make decisions, is that correct?
Yes,
Accepted it.
Okay,
could be-
so we, go ahead.
It could be we'll get a few additional people as we go on with the meeting.
Okay. I guess it's worth having this meeting. We have members of the public and other discussions to go. We guess, can we review and approve the agenda without a quorum? Because we'd have to vote on it.
you have to vote on it.
We usually vote on it, and if we don't have a quorum, I guess I'm unsure whether we can vote on it.
Without a quorum, no.
We'll just move on to the first review item. So skip over
Okay,
the
review
agenda.
and okay, review and approve minutes. We can't approve the minutes, but we can review them. Okay. Welcome, everybody. We're going to meet without a quorum today and hope that one of the couple people that is missing today is able to show up shortly. Okay, so we can review the minutes of the prior meetings. We just can't approve them. Are there comments on the minutes that were been posted for the June 15th and October 27th, 2022 meetings? I've looked over them and they seem reasonable to me. Okay, I'm not seeing or hearing anybody with their hand up or with comments. I guess members of the public that had comments, how would I know that? I don't see hands up. Are they're able to raise hands?
Yes,
Yes, okay, so I don't see any hands up, so. Okay, we can't approve them, but we've reviewed them. Okay, the number 4 on the agenda that we have not approved, revisit opinion 2202, stated efficiency values. Krista or staff, is there an update from any of the listed organizations that have they published rules? This opinion basically says use these tables until January 31, 2022, or these organizations publish rules. Do you know if any of the organizations have published rules yet?
I have not found anything. I've been checking every couple of days and haven't seen anything from either AHRI or DOE. And if
Okay,
anybody
does
else
any,
missed
yeah.
them, let me know.
Exactly where I was going. Is there a member of the public or anybody in this meeting that knows if or that they've published rules? I'm not seeing hands up, so I'm assuming that's nobody knows that they've published rules yet. So if we had a quorum, we might consider what to do about this, but we can't. So I guess let's move on to the ERI work group.
Raised his hand.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Elliot. And then Ty.
So, we've been talking to HRI, and it doesn't sound like they're going to update anything until after they get all of the information put into HRI from the new measurement, which isn't scheduled to be done until June. But not sure when in June that'll happen.
Okay, so that's a ways from now. And presumably if this opinion has expired, then there's no credible way for, or no consistent way for builders to translate between the two. Okay, that's unfortunate, but thank you for bringing that up, Elliot. Ty, do you want to go next?
Yeah, thank you. This is Ty James, Cascade Natural Gas. In the answer here at the last line, it says, or until January 31st, 2023. That would make this no longer valid. So is the intent there to have that as January 31, 2024? Or is this a typo? What do we have going here?
Yeah, so my recollection of the discussion was that we wanted to give an end date because we expected these rules to be published by January 31st. And we wanted to have an end date so there wasn't confusion among jurisdictions or those who are building our buildings or designing buildings as to which standard to follow when they're translating between one and the other. So I think if we had a quorum today, we would consider whether to extend that January 31st date. That's my recollection, Ty. Does anybody else have more to add or a different recollection?
Thank you for that answer. That makes sense. However, I would just point out that whichever is earlier takes care of that intent.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Okay, Elliot, you have your hand up again. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chelsea, so that is 100% correct. It was in theory supposed to happen mid-January, hence the reason why we did the January 31st deadline. That's gotten pushed back to a date sometime in the future. So unfortunately, things got pushed back.
Okay, yep. Okay, well, if we had a quorum, we would consider whether to extend the date. But we really can't do that without a quorum. We could bring this up to the full council next Friday, because the council can also approve opinions. So that's probably where we need to leave this one, unless anybody else has opinions or thoughts on it. Go ahead, Elliot.
I would definitely bring it up to the next council, because as the distributor, this is extremely important for us and the contractors, because we're quickly running out of tier 1 units. And going into the rest of this year, plus since the next code, the code starting in July is still using tier 1 terminology, it's only going to make the problem even worse.
Yep, noted. Yes, we'll bring this up next Friday. Stein, Krista, whomever, can you suggest that is added to the agenda?
We have MVE report on the agenda, so we can we include this as part of the MVE report.
Go ahead, Katie.
Is there a date that we should recommend to extend it to, so that when we present it to the council, there's a, I mean, I guess we can't do that without a quorum, or is that up for discussion?
We can discuss all we want today, we just can't take any action. So it sounds like in June, maybe we could consider, you know, July sometime, maybe to extend this to, if we were able to do so today. We'll definitely do it next Friday. I'll bring this up, and please remind me if I forget to bring it up next Friday during the MVE report.
Sounds good, thanks.
Okay, well, let's head to the next item, the ERI work group. Is anybody from the ERI work group present and able to give an update on where that group is, including staff?
Staff has been unable to get a hold of Damon, so I don't know if they've had any meetings or what the status of that may be.
Okay. And I'm not seeing anybody else raise their hand about where the update of that group was. Are they on the agenda for next Friday for the Building Code Council meeting as providing an update?
Just under the MVE committee report as a part of that.
Yeah, because they were trying to wrap up in June, and we would need to hit certain dates in there. So, okay. Let's move on to unapproved and agenda item 6, review draft legislative report. In the last month or so, the council members and a post on the website, the PNNL reports on the outcomes of the codes, including cost benefit and other information, and that feeds into a report that the council sends to the legislature on where we are with codes, specifically with the energy codes, and that's required by the legislature to send that report. So that will be signed by Tony Doan, the council chair, not by anybody in this committee that's here today. So, but if there are comments from the public or from this committee, you can make those today, or you can show up next Friday when it may also be discussed at the Building Code Council meeting. That's posted on the website as well.
And this is
Katie,
pretty
go
much
ahead.
just,
Oh no, Krista, go ahead and then I'll say whatever.
I was just going to say, this is pretty much a carbon copy of the 2018 report with just all the new data plugged into it based on the PNNL reports.
I wondered, because that's a lot of work to write a whole brand new report. I saw the comments that were along the side of the draft, and they there was a section after the kind of going through each one and the charts that seemed like well, it's in the background section. Are we going to talk about those here, or can I just add my thoughts to that? That would be on page 17, I think, or no, 10, sorry.
For my tea, I just.
We'll make a difference.
I guess staff could probably accept comments at any point on this, but I think today is a good venue to daylight any comments you have on it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the idea of saying that, you know, we're in the business of making a code that is efficient and energy efficient, and that cost is part of that, but there's going to be a cost and other impacts like on our labor force, and that training needs to happen, and then that's going to come from commerce. So I really like that part. One comment that I had was that equity came up a lot in our conversation about how to make this equitable, and especially for impacted communities. And I just feel like if we could add something about that, we talked a long time about it, and that'll be another impact that either Commerce or the Department of Equity and Inclusion that's coming online soon might need to take a look at, but it'd be great to see that included, since that wasn't in effect in 2018.
It sounds good. It looks like Krista is taking some notes. I think between staff and Tony, that's the authors of the letter. Although everybody, you and others have a chance to have an input. So yes, Krista, are you taking those notes?
Yes.
And
Okay,
keep in
great.
mind, this is a rough draft, so this is why it has the comments. So we'll keep working on it.
Thank you. And if you need language or whatever, I could also help with that drafting, but I trust you to be able to do that, obviously.
Thanks, Katie.
Always welcome.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Krista. What did you say?
All help is always welcome.
Okay, well, are there other comments on the letter? Okay, we don't have a quorum. We can't. I guess other business, is there other business that anybody wants to discuss today? We might set a record for the shortest MVE committee meeting. And I guess just to be abundantly clear here, we don't, nobody just showed up in the last 15 minutes. That's a MVE committee member, correct? So we still don't have a quorum.
If you want to take 10 minutes break just in case, or if you want to adjourn, it's up to you. 10 minutes break if somebody would show up.
Okay, I think, yeah, I think we could take a 10-minute break, and I don't want to waste anybody's time, but if we can get some business done today, that would be worthwhile. So let's take a 10-minute break. It's about 9:20. So should we reconvene about 9:30? Okay, sounds good. See you all then. Okay, welcome back to the MVE meeting. Let's take a roll call and see if we have a quorum. No. I don't think anybody joined us today.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to waste anybody's time. So if we don't have a quorum, let's end the meeting. Does that sound good? Anybody disagree with that?
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Sean.
All right. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Joe.
See you next Friday.